This should be of concern to e-bikers everywhere, and that is the town I live in Central Illinois, is taking up for a vote tomorrow evening at the city council member of whether or not they should tax e-bikes. The first issue is they're grouping e-bikes and gas-powered bikes together. They're just grouping that all into one, and they're going to vote tomorrow night to see whether they should register, or people should have to register their e-bikes and their gas-powered bikes, and it's going to cost $15 a year. So not only do they want you to register a bike annually for $15, not one time, this is an annual tax. They call it registration, I'm calling it a tax. And if you don't do that and you get stopped by the police, then they can fine you up to $150. And then if they impound your vehicle because you don't pay, they find that out. To get your bicycle out of impound, it's going to cost $200. Now, I live in Central Illinois, and it's really a great city. By most accounts, it would be considered a very blue-collar city, but we have a number of these gas-powered bikes that have been roaming the city, and I think that's what's caused this issue. People complain about the noise. They complain about the people riding them not following the rules of the road, and their point is that these gas-powered vehicles and e-bikes, they group them together, are becoming, the number of them are increasing in town, so they need to get a handle on this so that they can control what's going on with these bikes and keep them safe. So I'm going to read to you the outline of this this code that they want to pass in order to regulate motorized bikes. It says the use and operation of low-speed gas-powered and low-speed electric bicycles within the city has increased in recent years. Such low-speed gas bicycles and low-speed electric bicycles present unique issues with regard to traffic enforcement, regulation, and safety. The City Council finds it in the best interest of the city and its residents to create a registry of such low-speed gas bicycles and low-speed electric bicycles, and to regulate their use and operation within the city. For the city it's $15 a year, and you receive a registration sticker, and if you don't renew that by May 1st of each year, then there's a late fee of $10 added to that, so that would make it $25. Under traffic laws, it says that anybody riding a electric or gas bike shall be subject to all the provisions of the city's traffic safety ordinances, as well as the laws of the state applicable to low-speed electric or gas bicycles. We should be subjected to that already without a tax on top of it. Any person found to be in violation of any of the provisions of the ordinance shall be subject to a fine of no less than $200, no more than $750 for each violation. It can be impounded, and if you want your bicycle returned from the impound, it's going to cost you $150. And if after 65 days you don't do so, then they get to sell off the property, get rid of it, just like they do normal bicycles. I've got a number of issues with this. Number one, in a blue-collar town like this, we have a number of people that use these gas-powered bikes as their primary transportation to and from work. Okay, I get that. Where I work, we employ about 5 people that utilize those bikes to get back and forth to work, and we have about 100 people at our facility, right? So that's nearly 5% of the population, okay, of our employees use these bikes to reliably get to work back and forth, and it's great transportation from them. I would say that this is the demographic that can't afford the $15 every single year, or can't afford the $750 fine for each penalty that that maybe if they don't have the money and it takes an extra month for them to get registered, and that in that month they get ticketed by the police and have to pay up to $750. I see this as a money grab. Now, in the state of Illinois, our budget, everybody knows we're 49th or 50th, whatever it is, but our budget issues are known throughout the nation, right? And most of those budget issues extend to the municipalities, the cities, and it's not getting any better. So anything they can do to generate revenue is what they're going to do. Here's the thing. There's probably not 100 of these bicycles in town, and they're going to register them for $15. And they say the problem is, well, the regulation of these new vehicles, that's what they need the money for. They can't hire a police officer for that amount of money that they're going to collect on these bikes. It's not going to pay for any overtime. And really, why aren't they regulating regular bicycles? Why aren't they wanting to impose a tax on motorized skateboards or motorized scooters? So just imposing this tax on people that use gas bikes and electric bikes is a problem. So here's another thing. They should not group gas-powered vehicles with electric vehicles. Okay? The gas-powered vehicles, the bikes are heavier, they're noisier, they cause pollution. My wife and I, we have regular traditional bikes, acoustic bikes, and maybe we ride for 5 miles, 2 to 5 miles. What our electric bike does, the pedal assist, allows us to do 20 miles in a day. These heavier gas-powered bikes, they're not being used as pedal assist. That engine is being used for the primary method of propelling that bicycle. So they're pedaling it just to get going, because the clutch on these bikes, it takes a little bit of added oomph in order to get the weight of these bikes moving, right? But once they're moving, it's solid throttle. There's no pedal assist going on at all. And these gas-operated bikes, it's a kit that you put on a bike. A lot of these bikes are the Huffy bikes from Walmart, right? The components aren't made for those high speeds. 20 miles an hour would be slow. That's fast for an electric bike, right? Class 3. But for a gas-powered bike, that would be considered slow. And the components of these bikes are not made to take those kinds of speeds for long periods of time, right? And usually they might have $200 to $250 in that entire bike. Then you've got electric bikes where, entry-level electric bike is sub $1,000, and most of the entry-level bikes are $1,000 to $2,000, maybe $2,500. So there's a big disparity in the demographic that are using a gas-powered bike and electric bike. Now, in our city, they could impound vehicles. But when they impound your vehicle, it's a few $100s to get your vehicle out. I don't know, maybe it's $500. Okay? That's not 100% of the cost of that vehicle. But if they impound an electric bike or a gas-powered bike, it could be anywhere from 50 to 100% the value of that vehicle in order just to take it out of in the impound lot, right? That's really disproportionate. And so the fact that our city council, right now it was from city management, the staff, that's recommending it to our city council. I don't believe the city staff has done enough homework to differentiate or even understand the difference between an electric bike and a gas-powered bike. The electric bikes are generally used by recreationalists, right? Maybe even an older demographic, and they don't go the speeds or cause the noise or environmental pollution that these gas bikes do. And there's no reason to regulate. That would be a disincentive to people getting out, older people getting out and becoming more active. Maybe people have physical handicap, for whatever reason. I don't have a physical handicap. I just enjoy riding it. So does my wife. But it's a recreation. We already pay recreational taxes to our park district here in town, and now we're going to get penalized with another $15 annual tax. So what have I done about this? What I did, I contacted one of the council members, and I sort of made a bullet point list of my arguments, and I've summarized them here and sent them off to him last night when I found all of this out, and got an almost immediate response saying, thank you for the information. Appreciate being, as informed as possible when we're taking this into consideration on Monday evening. And so I'm going to call him tomorrow, which is Monday, and then I'm also going to call our city manager that signed off on this memo proposing this action to the city council. And then I'm going to ask them, listen, can I come and present to the city council? Are they taking comments before they vote on this? And I also told them, I said, I invite any one of you to come and ride my bike or my wife's bike and understand what an e-bike is versus a gas-powered bike. My bet is that all of the council members that are voting on this tomorrow night, I bet none of them have either ridden an e-bike or a gas-powered bike, don't understand the difference, don't understand that they should not be clumped together like this. And then I'd also like them to understand that the demographic that rides these gas-powered bikes, that's not the crowd we need to go and further tax. They can't afford it. They don't need to do this annually. And then once the penalties kick in, they really can't afford it. I'm on all the e-bike forums. I read a lot of information. I have Google bots out there that bring me news about the e-bikes every single day. And with the National Park Service allowing them in parks now and rules sort of loosening up on e-bikes and they're becoming more generally accepted, this I think is just a complete reversal of that. I think this is from the lack of understanding of what an e-bike is or what it can do or the benefits of e-biking. And this is the first I've heard of any municipality putting a tax or a registration fee specifically on e-bikes. So this will be part one of a two-part series. Part two will be tomorrow. It will happen after the council takes its action, and I'll let you know what the outcome was, see if there's any comments. The council meetings are videoed, so I'll see if I can get any clips from that as well. But if you found this informative, I'm trying to build the channel, please hit the subscribe button, and I'll talk to you soon.